Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm tired. What else is new? Today we're going to talk about self-care ideas for the winter season, for the colder season, for when it's darker outside, earlier season. And we're also going to throw in a trash or treasure episode because um, I didn't do my look today because I'm exhausted. So we got one more live stream, y'all, for this week of live streams, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm tired. Hey, Sandy. Good morning. So I'm going to do the intro, and then we're going to get into this video. Hello and welcome. If you're new here, you're watching the replay crew. High five. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. My name is Dion. Hey, Sarah. I call this the Crazy Troll Nation. Why? The crazy is knowing it's okay to be your authentic self. The troll part, hey Grace, is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. Wear whatever you want to, however you want to, use whatever tools you want to, and just rock it. The bottom line here is self acceptance and self love, embracing your natural features. Hey Tanya, thank you. Embracing your natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. Um, Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. That is the intro. I hope it resonates with you if that is your first time hearing it. If you're new here, um, yo, I'm tired. Two things to know about me if you are new here and watching the replay. There's an organism that lives in my throat that randomly hiccups, gurgles, and belches, and I do always try to say excuse me if whether I think you heard it or not. Sometimes a couple will get past me, and I'll be watching the replay, and I'm like, she's so gross, but she's a troll. And I told y'all I'm a troll, so y'all already know this. And the other thing is I curse because I curse. Hey, Janessa. So that's what the intro is for those of you who are new and here for the replay. And I feel like I'm repeating myself already, y'all. I am exhausted. I had to set my alarm, of course, to get up again. And y'all can hear my voice is just like, why are you trying to talk? So we are going to talk about self-care for the winter months, the colder months, the darker months. And we're going to toss in a trash or treasure because I was not awake enough earlier to do a look. And I don't want to have to shift everything in my calendar. So we're going to do a look as well. And um, my 30-second day one, Sandy, she gave me an idea for my purgatory box, which is stuff that I didn't know for sure if I was going to keep or not. So I put it all in the box and I showed what it was. And we're going to put on mint chocolate chip ice cream, scented and flavored Tillamook. And so her idea was to do a palette bingo, pick one shade from each palette and do a look. I had maybe over like a dozen palettes in there. So what I did also was um, I looked at the palettes, and I'm going to do Trash or Treasure. We already did one look for Trash or Treasure, and we decided to keep it. And it was, I think, it was Madame Violet from Notoriously Morbid. And so I looked at them, and we're going to put on more eye cream. This is my second time today, and we're going to do palette pairings with those. And so the ones that I have left over that I didn't have for pairing, I used a random generator to pick one shadow from each palette. And so we're going to see how this looks. And so what we have is the Poltergeist, and the palette bingo chose Pennywise, this shade right here. And I don't remember if it shows a white or red because it has that red in it. I don't remember what it shows up as. We're going to use that. We're also going to use some kind of haunted. Random generator chose this shade. And this is actually uninterrupted from MAC Cosmetics. So we're going to do that. And sent to me by Janessa, and I feel bad it was in my purgatory box because I just don't really like the shimmers in here. But it chose Pride, which is this shade. So far we have a white that might be pink. We have a mustard shade and this shade. Where am I? That shade. And from Berlin Underground, which I am just going to let it go when it dies. The PAO was September 2024. It chose this shade, Republic. And so we have like a hodgepodge of colors here. And it's only one shimmer. The one shimmer that it chose was my Pat McGrath Sunlit Seduction when I depotted the Celestial Shades. It chose this one. So this is our only shimmer. So we're going to use that as a topper. And I sat here and looked at this and looked at these and figured out what's going to go where. We'll see what it looks like. Also, another member for Shop My Stash, Grace, Bestie, Joe Beauty 87, she shopped my stash and wanted me to use House Labs bronzer. She didn't specify. Hey, Sons of Ray. Hey, Denise. And so I only chose one because I know I use two at a time. So I picked up Deep Level 9. So we're going to put that on. She also chose, and all of these she has sent to me. She said a Sigma blush. She sent me this one. This is a cream one. So we're going to use this because I don't use this often for no particular reason. And this is Pashmina or Pashmina. And we're also going to use this blush she sent me. Y'all see me use this one. This one is, what is it called? Really? Bronze Star. And this is the one that when I put it on, you see the blush, and then up here it looks like a highlight. So the top part blends out into a highlight. I was going to ask you too, Denise, but I saw that Tanya did. I'm glad you're feeling better. And she said to use a Sigma highlighter. And so she has sent me this as well. This is very pretty. It's very bold. And it's not glittery, but it is very bright. And so we're going to knock out Trash or Treasure and member requests and Shop My Stash member requests. So, also she said, Grace has said to use a Fenty Gloss Bomb. I only have two left. I have this one and I think Fuchsia Flex, the sparkly deep red one. And so we're going to put that on top of this because this, I want to use this. I wanted to use it yesterday and I didn't. And y'all see where it's cracked. So I just want to see like how it performs. And I really think it's okay. Speaking of self-care. And so what I would like for y'all to do is to put in the chat so we can help each other out with ideas. What does self-care mean to you? And I know what it means to me and, definition wise and all of that. But, and we talk about self-care a lot as part of the intro. Self-acceptance and self-love is a part of self-care because it's something you're doing for you. And so this is going to be interactive. This is not just me doing my makeup. I'm only doing the makeup because I didn't do it earlier because I did go out. I did get up earlier than usual. Placed an order online at BJ's. I got some more canned stuff because like, y'all, I don't know what the hell is going to happen with this economy, but the shit is just crazy. So right as of now, my cabinets are full and my freezer's full. I got some more meats and everything. So I ordered online and picked it up. Then I came back home, ate breakfast, got back in the bed, set my alarm, woke up, and I'm here. So we're just knocking out extra stuff. We're going to put on extra moisturizer. This will be my third time putting this on today. And I told y'all the other day, I think, it was that I've been just applying more because my skin is more dry. So speaking of self-care, I finally did it. I finally cut my hair. And it freaks me out that my hairline is dark on the sides. Like this, I don't know. But yes, I wanted that to be like a reveal. And y'all, and I know I always say I don't feel silly, but I always feel like I don't feel like cutting my hair. And it takes me like 10 minutes or less. It took me 9 minutes to cut my hair. And I thought that was funny. So this is the one you push up. So what does self-care mean to you? This is interactive. So if you're multitasking, I get it. Because I know quite a few of you do multitask when we're here in the live streams. I think I need more. I don't think I put enough. I sure did not put enough. I was picking this thing again today. The core came out today. So that's when I know it's going to start healing once the core comes out. And then it'll turn brown and probably look like this for a while, even though this really is just a freckle, but it'll turn brown for a while. I'm trying to see where I have another. I don't have anything else on my face. I think this might have been one. This back here is something I picked. So it'll turn brown for like months and months, and then it'll turn back to my regular skin color. Yes, Sons of Ray. I had asked in another live. I don't remember which one because they're blurring together. One of the members requested a week of live streams, and so that's why I've been on here every night. So it's blurring together. I had asked whoever was in the chat and for the replay, I had asked, do you buy different skincare products or just use more of the same thing? And I was saying, for me, I just use more of the same thing. And so when I get up, because this has a blurring element to it, it says it does. I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to see if it blurs. When I wake up, I put this on after my serums and my eye serum and my eye cream, and then somewhere midday or midnight, well, not at midnight, but later in the night, I'll put this on again. And the second time I put this on was before I went out to go pick up that order. So this is the third time putting this on. And then when I wash my face later before I go to sleep, there's another Dr. Dennis Gross moisturizer that I use. And so I don't buy new stuff. I just put on extra. I forgot to bring that, excuse me for smacking, cream for my nose. So you're using one this month in addition to your topical acne meds. Okay. Janessa says for her, self-care is doing stuff that I enjoy that isn't for any chores or projects. That's a good one because you do a lot. And sometimes you be like, well, I love washing clothes, and so I'm going to wash clothes. That's not just because we don't mind doing it. That doesn't necessarily make it self-care. So that's a good one. And she said also skincare is one of her favorite skincare activities. Mine too, because it's like pampering myself a little bit and knowing that it's helping me. And self-care are things that helps us physically, mentally, and spiritually. Like things that we do that's going to benefit those three different categories of our lives. And some people don't really do self-care, and I don't know if they just don't understand the concept or if they're just busy with life, because we can be so busy doing a whole lot of things that we neglect taking care of us. It happens a lot for caregivers if you're caring for, and even for parents, especially first time parents, because they're trying to do all the things and getting adjusted to, okay, having this, new human in the house. And every time they cry, you got to take care of the baby. And so they neglect themselves because they're just in, I don't want to say survival mode in a bad way, but yeah, so you're just doing what you can do day by day to get through and taking care of this little human. So Denise says self-care is looking out for her first. Yes, and it is not selfish. It is not selfish to put yourself first. And this is a illustration I use quite often in therapy, actually, and it's really simple. I say, you need to help yourself first. I said, think about this. Excuse me for smacking. I need to drink something else. I was going to sip that. I never even sipped it. I said, think about when you're on a plane and they're going through the instructions. Put your oxygen mask on first, and then help somebody else. That's how self-care is. You got to take care of yourself first, and it's not selfish. It is not selfish. But people who are takers and people who have a tendency to use other people, they will be like, well, what do you mean you don't want to come out today because you're sleepy? You'll never want to do nothing. I'm like, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I have Gatorade here. I have water and Mountain Dew. It is not selfish at all. Excuse me. And the rest of Denise's comment was making sure that she's okay mentally and physically. Yes. And Janessa said, I especially love a good mud mask. I'm an oily beast. Followed by a bunch of serums and stuff and cover it all with a sheet mask. That is awesome. Speaking of a sheet mask, not that it is a sheet mask for the face, I do not like them. I don't like how it feels slimy on my face. Like, I just cannot with that. It's a texture thing for me. But I do like, eye patches. What was I going to say? Fuck. I received an email from Dr. Dennis Grove's website that they're doing away with their reward program. So they're like, use your rewards by February something 2025. And so I had like 4,800 points. And even though I had said for a giveaway, I'm going to put the alpha beta pills, or I said I was going to find them a home, and I did find them a home. But I was looking at what they had as far as options to use points. I got a box of, I think it's 30 in a box, and retail is $92 of the ones I already have. And because you can only choose it once, I also chose a 30-pack box of the extra strength alpha beta pills. Both of them were free because of the points. And so that's $184 worth of product. And so I didn't send out the original ones. I'm going to see if they want to try the extra strength, because I know the extra strength will be too strong for me, because the universal ones sometimes it burns my skin, and so I just like neutralize it really quick, and then sometimes it's okay. Hey Sylvia, and they got me, but not quite. You had to put an item in your cart to purchase in order to get for your points. And so I was just like, so I'm like, let me find something cheap. And so there was a $9 eye mask, and it's like a mask. And it's only one. So I am going to try that. And hopefully I won't really like it to where I'll be like, oh, I need to buy these. But I don't think it's reusable. But that was $9. And so with shipping being either 5 or 6.99, I think 5.99, because the order came to $15.95. And I was not upset about it, because both of those boxes a piece is $92. And so that'll be coming in the mail. And I still have 1,800 points, but they didn't have anything. It started at like 2,000 points and then 4,000 points. No, they had 1,000 points. So I have 800 left. So, excuse me. Let me just, okay, wait. I'm exhausted. It starts at 1,000 points, and then they have 2,000 point options. And so I used up 4,000, which left me 8. And so I don't have enough for a 1,000 point option. But if I do, and I'm not going to gain points off of a $9 order. Oh, that is awesome, Sons of Ray. She put, thankfully, Brand send her skincare all the time to try. And that's awesome that you can try it. Because me having sensitive skin, I do not like trying new stuff. Because then I'll be like, yeah, this didn't work. And I felt bad when City Beauty sent me skin. Well, I opted to try the skincare. None of it worked for me. Not a one. Not a one. Denise says it's funny that I do this live today because I just recorded a video about the same thing. Yeah, I had these planned out, and I kept saying, I need to schedule them. So one morning, I should say, it was like 2, 3, 4 in the morning. I was scheduling all 7 of the lives, and one of my trolls texted me like, "I see you working," and I'm like, "Yeah, 'cause I got to get this stuff on here." So the rest of them are scheduled out. And we're scheduled for our regular Monday live next week. And we're going to do one on Christmas. And I did do a poll for that. And the majority vote is to just go ahead and do it. So I don't know, Skinny was Megan, if we're going to do a look for that or not. And I scheduled it, but I don't remember. I think we're doing a look, but the purpose is just to sit and just chit chat. So it's not really a topic. Tanya says she goes incognito and get me a room for the weekend and just do things I want to do. Take myself to lunch, dinner, go to the movies, or just stay in the room away from others for a while. That is awesome. There was a time I used to do that too when I was working. And it was just so cool. And even it's a really nice hotel that's like 10 minutes away. And I say 10 minutes away a lot because I'm like in a little hub where it's just a whole lot of stuff. And it was just nice. And I had Bertucci's coupons. And so I went there and got free food and went back to the room. It was really nice. Hey, Dawn. I don't remember if I saw you earlier. I know I saw Sandy. She was one of the first to pop in. Janessa says having a fun makeup play day is also a self-care activity for her. Trying out a new product, new technique, new kind of look, etc. Awesome. And I'm glad, Janessa, how you said it's a self-care activity for you. I think it's my clinical nature. But when I hear people say makeup is therapy, I'm like, it's not therapy. It's therapeutic because it makes us feel better. But it's not therapy in the sense that therapy is designed to help your life overall. When you do your makeup, you feel good when you're doing your makeup. But then does that help you later on in life? Does it help you later in the week? No. And so that's one of my, I'll say minor pet peeves because I understand what they mean. But if we're going to say therapy, for me, I know what therapy is as a clinician. And I have never heard any clinician or social worker or counselor say, oh, you need help, you're struggling, just go play in your makeup. You'll be fine all week. No. So I appreciate you saying it that way, Janessa. And I try not to make a big deal out of it because it might just be my clinical nature. That's just like that in therapy, y'all. I love it when y'all talk to each other. Oh. Hey, Locke. She's listening. She get ready for work. Thank you. I appreciate it. My voice, my throat is still not awake. My current self-care therapy is movement and rest. Yes. I messed up yesterday. Remember I showed y'all the paper of the stretches that my doctor told me to do because my knees are like kind of making noises. I messed up because I did do those. Yep, was it whatever day it was? I went out again. Might have been 2 days ago. I don't go out every day. And so I'm like, let me just do some of these exercises. And so I did the exercises. The one where you stand straight and you hold your foot up here, I'm not flexible enough to even do that. And so I had to like lean on the wall and actually I had to use the opposite hand. And this thing used the same hand as the foot. I couldn't even do it. But I did that and I did like 3 more of the other exercises. And then when I went out to do what I needed to do, y'all, my muscles were screaming, bitch. So I need to do those when I'm not going anywhere until my muscles are strengthened. And I did have an orthopedic doctor tell me before that my muscles are deconditioned because like if you don't use your muscles for a long time, they end up not being strong. A good example would be people that are in wheelchairs or if they don't walk, they tend to not have a lot of leg strength. And so, yeah, I was just like, I didn't put thought into that. Doing them exercises before I went out, my legs were not happy at all. Not at all. Okay, I'm gonna start this. Look, y'all keep talking. What is self care to you? What does it mean to you? And what are some things you do for self care? And so this will be our topic. What do I have here? Milk Hydro Grip, the Fenty Soft Lip, cashew powder. I showed y'all the bronzers, highlighters, blushes, Estee Lauder concealer, Natasha Denona concealer. Please do them. Please do. Oh, the exercises. Oh yeah, I am. I just need to not do it when I'm going out later that day because I was having trouble walking because my muscles was like, girl, no. But yeah, we're going to spray the face with the Scandinavia spray. If I don't forget, we're going to use Inglot. I always want to be like what the color is, but I know you can't see it that way. This is the white one. This is number 76. I think we're going to do that for upper lash line, and we're going to put number 99 in our. Damn, my clothes is tight. We're going to put this in the brows. Tanya said, I didn't think you drank anything other than Mountain Dew. What? Yeah, I could never get with the Baja Blast. That's one of my favorite flavors. Yeah, I drink water. I drink Gatorade. I drink other sodas. Hot tea, iced tea, orange juice, Boathouse Farms. Tanya, that is funny. Janessa says she sometimes indulge in retail therapy, but is that really helping? Because that's affecting how your money flows. She says, which is definitely sarcastic because I know that it isn't therapy and not really good for me or my wallet. LOL. Yeah, I apologize because I made my comment before I finished reading it. Yeah. Doing this retail therapy story of my life. I am seriously contemplating. Well, actually, I'm lying. I'm not. It runs through my mind if I want to do a no buy for next year. I remember telling you I wanted to already. Let me get back to this. We're going to put these two on. I pulled out Sick Tap Bro for inner rims and lower lash line. That's everything. The Fenty Eye primer. Oh, the hourglass I pulled at random was Eternal Light, which makes me toasty. And so then I also picked up, not randomly, Luminous Light to put this under my eyes. What was I saying? Oh, I started to lie and said I was debating on whether to do. Y'all, I am tired. Whether to do a no buy or not next year, and I decided not to because I don't want to set myself up for failure. Because I know there's going to be something I'm going to be like, I want that like right now. I have to go on a DoorDash no buys this time. That's been way too much getting food delivered. That's your dirty little habit. She says. Dawn says retail therapy is short lived. Yes, until the next purchase. And I am going to continue my perpetual low buy. And I remember saying before, I want to reduce the number of palettes I have. And so if my trash or treasures, if they turn out to be treasures and I keep them, that's going to add back into my eyeshadow stash. And not to mention the newer palettes that came in the last few weeks. And so and I don't have room for them, so I'm gonna have to figure something out because I'm just like stacking up pallets at this point because there's no place to put them, and I refuse to buy more storage because if you buy more storage, you're going to use it. So, um, and I was saying I can easily say you just bought more storage this time. So, I I can easily say I'm not going to buy blushes, bronzers, or highlighters because the House Labs, the PAO was 24 months. And so I know I'm going to have those for a while. And why is this eye burning? Did I rub this on my eyeball? So it's just the only thing that would get me. I do like the Fenty Gloss Bombs, but I tend to not use them often. And that's why I only have two. So when the other ones died, I just let them die. I didn't even sniff them or smell them. I'm like, well, that date has passed, and I threw them away. And I have quite a few, like 9, I think, of the City Lips glosses. The PAO on those are 6 months, but I'm still using one that is past. Is it past? I think this month may be the PAO. And so I don't need any glosses. And I just bought more, not just bought, but recently during the Sephora sale, I purchased some more of the lip creams. But we're going to talk more about that and what my decision is on how to go about spending for my beauty budget next year when we do, we have a live stream, what I'm talking about, what I've learned in 2024, just in general. And we're going to talk about what my YouTube goals are for 2025. And part of that for the YouTube goals will be my spending. And so I've been watching videos on being frugal. I've been watching videos on being a minimalist, and I never thought about it, but there is a difference. And somebody I was watching did talk about it. Janessa says, oh, wait, let me back up. Tanya says she loves her gloss bombs. I do too. I just don't use them often. I'm a liquid lipstick person. Wanted the black one because it was limited edition, and I didn't get it. So when I saw this one from the Arcane collection, I'm like, I'm getting it. And so I did get that one. Janessa said that she went a little crazy over the whole Black Friday, Cyber Monday season. It starts so early. Yeah, it does. It starts so early these days. And now things are rolling in and I have to face my choices. So minimalism, and I never really thought about like what the differences were. She was saying minimalism is not the same as being frugal. Frugal, people think. The one said she's still getting emails from themselves. She said it's so exciting getting new stuff. Frugal is some people would say being frugal, they would use that word synonymously with cheap, but it's not being cheap. Frugal is, yo, I'm tired. I'm just like, what the fuck? I don't know what I'm doing. Frugal is quality over quantity. So you might have 6 shirts, but they're good brands. It's good quality. It's not that fast fashion. You know what I mean? It's stuff that's going to last, and it may cost more. And actually, quality clothing does cost more than fast fashion. And so they were saying frugal is not being cheap. Cheap is when you just get the cheapest stuff possible because you don't want to spend the money. Being frugal is, we're supposed to talk about self-care. Being frugal is, I'm looking at my brows because this is a good time to show you where they are. This one stops here. This one stops over here. That's where my brows naturally stop. And so I try my best to get them even, but you know, they're not symmetrical, neither is the rest of my face, so why should my brows be? So frugal is quality over quantity. Minimalism is they want to have less stuff as possible. And quite a few of the minimalist videos I see, they're sitting in a room on the floor and there might be a potted plant behind them. And I'm just like, do they not have furniture? And I really don't know. But minimalism is having as less as possible. And I used to say years ago that I felt like I was a budding minimalist because I don't want to have a lot of makeup. But I realized I'm just frugal because I do want stuff that's going to last long. Because I could get House Lab, no, ColourPop bronzers and blushes. But no, I have 7 House Labs blushes. They are quality. I love the formula, and the PAO is 24 months, so they're going to last. If I just stick to the PAO, they're going to last a year longer than ColourPop, and so that would be being frugal. So I realize I'm frugal, and so that's the difference. Dawn says, once I wash cheap clothing a couple of times, it looks terrible on me. And so we think that we're saving money because we're getting cheaper stuff, but if we have to buy it more often, that's not saving us money. And somebody has said in one of the videos I was watching, she was saying, I would rather not buy a shirt for $6 knowing I'm going to need to repurchase it in 3 months and keep rebuying it. She said, I'd rather spend $30 on a quality shirt. And that made a whole lot of sense to me. And so that was one of her examples of the difference between, yep, Lux says quality over quantity any day. And yeah, any day. And that's exactly what she was saying. But I had never really thought about it. But I have heard people use frugal synonymously with cheap, but it's not being cheap. It's quality over quantity. And it made a lot of sense to me. And I realized that's how I am. Because I will spend money on stuff, but it's usually not less expensive stuff. And my skincare doesn't count because I got to use what my skin loves. And so my skincare just happens to be expensive too. So we're just going to leave our brows like this. And you know what? I did stop them where they stopped. Let me try and bring this one in without doing too much because that still ain't it. Did I do the wrong side? Because I wanted to do this side. It has me flipped on my laptop. This is what I meant to do, and I had put more on that side, so it made it look like, oh, okay, we're going to leave that like that. Janessa says, I think there are times where being frugal can be a form of self-care, spending a bit more to get something of quality that will last, that performs well. I agree with that. It is, because it's something we can do to feel good about ourselves, and it's going to help us in the long run. And so I do agree with that. And it might have been somewhere in my foggy brain to say that, but I don't even really know what's happening right now. I know I'm exhausted. Like, please, members, don't request a week of lives again. I mean, once I get into it, it's okay. Did I bring? Yeah. But it's been disrupting my sleep. But so yeah. So what else? Excuse me, Jared, at my throat. What else do some of you do for self-care? Or if your definition of it or your concept of it is different than what we said, what is your concept of it? So we have said it's taking care of ourselves, putting ourselves first, doing, what's good for us. What does it mean to you? And this is interactive. And if you're watching a replay, feel free to leave your thoughts down below because I want everyone to be included in this because we do have to take care of ourselves. And as I was saying earlier, a lot of times we just get caught up doing things for other people all the time, and we're not good to ourselves. And I know I keep talking about dude in the house, but those days when I was over there was not good for me at all. That was strictly me just being committed to a fault. And when I had talked to my therapist about it, he was like, "Why did you do that?" I said, "Because I said I would. And if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Unless I have a migraine and I just really can't function through it." Because y'all seen me even do videos when I've had a migraine. But when they ebb and flow, like it's there, but the med kind of knocked it sideways just a little bit, and I was able to function. And I'm like, when this is over, I'm gonna turn off these lights and go lay down again. But so if I can do what I said I was gonna do, I will. And he just looked at me like, Because that's what it was. If I commit, I'm gonna do it. Period. Even if it's not good, even if I realize it's not good for me. Um, but I did set boundaries for myself. And y'all know what those are because we did talk about that. So Dawn said, once I find something that is made well and fits, I buy several. I like Skechers pants. They're my favorite. I don't think I knew Skechers had pants. I do have footwear from them that I found at DSW. But I didn't know they had pants. I remember Jeepers going back over, damn, excuse me, going back at least 20 years? 10 years, at least 10 years. Because when I was living down in Dover, um, I found a certain fit of Gap jeans. Because, you know, they had the curvy, they had the bootleg, they had the straight leg, they had, you know, flare, all of that. And so I found a pair that were perfect for me. And the Gap, them jeans was like $69.99, but then they would do coupons. And so when every time I got a coupon, I would buy another pair. And I still have all them damn Gap jeans in my closet. And actually, it's been more than 10 years because I moved here in 2012. So they might be like 14 years old, them jeans. One pair I do need to throw away because the inside of the thigh where, you know, I got the rubbish is getting very thin. And I'm like, nobody can see it though. Because it's like the inner thigh part. But they're so thin. I'm still wearing them. But I still have like 6 pair of Gap jeans from like 14 years ago, at least. Like seriously. And I'm like, quality. I don't either. Oh, wait, let me back up. Oh, Dawn says she doesn't either until someone talked about them. I did not know. Skechers had pants. My favorite pants this time are JCPenney's Worthington brand. They fit really well. So what else do y'all do for self-care? And if your concept of self-care is different than what we stated, that it is to us, because it is no, I'm not going to say it's not any wrong answer, but I'm not going to be like, no, that ain't it. But what is self-care to you if it's not something that was already mentioned? And what do you do for self-care? Because there's a lot of things we can do for self-care. And the thing with self-care is doing something that actually we feel good about. One of my previous partners, I didn't put this on my lower lash line. I just realized that. He did yoga. And I tried yoga, but because of my chronic joint pain and fibromyalgia, it hurt me. It hurt my body trying to be in them different positions. And then I also have an impingement in this wrist. And so a lot of stuff on yoga, you're on your hands. And so she gave me these blocks to use to put my hands this way instead of being here. But like that hurt too, though. Like just holding it this way, I was just like, mm-mm. And so self-care to somebody else doesn't mean it's self-care for you. And I think I went twice to the class and I'm like, I'm not even coming back here because it was hurting me. It was hurting me. Um, but there are other things that I can do for exercise, so to speak. Finding pants that fits everything. So many years of wearing pants too long, gap in the waistband. Well, I guess my hips and my butt didn't change because they still fit. The only thing I do notice that when I do lose weight, they get longer because my overhang is not holding them up. If y'all know what I'm saying. Yeah, my overhang doesn't hold them up, so they tend to be longer. And it's not that they sag because they don't, but I notice when I put them on, and I like my pants a little long. So like, say this is my ankle where the foundation stops, and you have the frosted part. So this is my shoe. I like when my pants come down to here. When I gain weight and I have more overhang, like I notice they're up here. And when I don't have much of overhang, the pants are down here. True story. And also I can feel the difference in my waist. Like they're not too tight or they're not like, it doesn't leave a buckle imprint on my skin in my stomach area. Because my overhang might fold over the top of the pants. So that the back of the buckle, the prints on my skin. That's a true story, y'all. Overhang is real. Sometimes I'll treat myself to a really rich, extravagant dessert, says Janessa. Cream brulee is my favorite dessert, and the only place in my town that does a decent one is a little pricey. That is awesome. Tanya says she thinks self care brings a sense of peace in whatever you do or don't do. That is true. And I like how you put that, what you do or don't do. Because sometimes self care can just be just chilling out. Like if you're always busy, you're always on the go, if you have a very demanding job, if for some reason, you work, 6 days a week and it's like 10-hour days, just okay. I'd be like, okay, I'm off this day. I ain't doing nothing. Don't ask me nothing. I ain't doing nothing. I ain't fixing nothing. you know. Dawn says she thinks I would like to sketch her pants. I wouldn't even know where to get them. And I don't always have luck buying online. Thank you, Dawn. She gifted a membership. Oh, I remember Jamie Gerazi. I remember her from before. Hopefully she'll come back because I don't think I've seen her in a while, like in the chat, but that doesn't mean she doesn't watch because some people do just watch and don't comment. Thank you, Dawn. Our numbers up high now for members, but I have it in my mind that it will drop back down to the usual, especially if everyone doesn't stay that received the gifts. I don't know if y'all saw the short that I did, welcoming the new members. And I said I was going to do a community post, which I still need to. Y'all, I am so tired. I still didn't schedule them 4 videos I need to schedule. Like, I am just. So I think it's kind of good that I'm doing this look now because this will be one less video to do and one less video to edit and one less video to schedule. I'm just tired, y'all. And Saturday night, I'm working down at the Playhouse. And my shift is 8 to 1. 8 at night to 1 in the morning. It's an hour drive for me to get there. So I leave home like 2.5 hours earlier than I need to, in case of traffic or whatever. And then when I get there, I can kind of decompress instead of get there and then I just got to hustle and start working. But this eye is tearing. Janessa says, Tanya saw this short. Janessa says, +1 at Tanya's beauty box. Sometimes self-care is not doing something. Absolutely. And Lot mentioned rest, and that is absolutely a kind of self-care. Yep. And like yesterday after our live, I fixed something to eat. No, because I ate before. So I think I ate like a granola bar like later on. But I just laid on the sofa. But I was so tired that I couldn't even focus. I can't even tell you what I watched. And then when I went to bed, I put on my live to watch. And I started falling asleep almost right away. So I didn't even finish watching that. So the videos I have been watching have been short videos, like 10 minutes, 20 minutes. And this is how tired I am today. Like, I didn't even see your video today. And I think it's only like 3 minutes long. Like, I just been but I am going to watch it, though. But I've just been like, yo, this is hard. Just fun, though. It really is. I do enjoy doing lives. This is just teaching me something. Don't do this video every day. But Sandy saw this short. Dawn says if I rest too much, it's ingrained in me to feel lazy and then I feel guilty. But sometimes our bodies just need it. I can say this for disabled people and disabled veterans, because I know a few who deal with chronic joint pain too. And we have to rest, because if not, we just get so much worse, like after the fact, because we're not letting. Because think about it this way: when you get sick, what do? You sleep a lot, right? Our body works on healing itself when we're sleeping, when we're resting. And because my sleep schedule is the way it is, it's never really, I wake up every hour and a half or so. Sometimes I wake up every hour. And even though I do go right back to sleep, this eye is tearing. Even though I do go back to sleep, it's still not the same as just, solid sleep. And so, like, when is my body healing itself? You know what I mean? So, yeah, sometimes we need that. And there is a difference between too much and what our body needs, but only we know where that line is at. But sometimes it bees like that. And Like if you're just lounging because you just want to keep lounging, that's one thing. But if you're lounging because your body is like, girl, sit down, that's different. Speaking of being, let me back up. Tanya says, I love lock video. Yeah, and I saw the thumbnail. I'm like, dang, her locks are long. They are long. I love the video of her hair. Her hair care day. Her hair is so pretty. I just don't have the patience to get them through. Dawn says, speaking of being sick, my mom was reading all the benefits of onions. Yes, onions. Onions, excuse me, aren't beneficial to us. I heard garlic is good for you. Garlic is good. Onions are good. I'll go on a limb and say all fruits and vegetables are good for us because of the minerals and stuff and vitamins. And onion and garlic are vegetables, I think. Question mark? Oh boy. So what else do y'all do for self-care? Sometimes I have a level of fatigue that is so deep I can't help it. Right? Exactly. It'd be like that. When we have like, physical issues. And that's why I don't go out every day. The second reason I don't go out every day, that's the main reason I don't go out every day. But other than that, I was telling a friend of mine, because she would just get up and go. She doesn't do that as much anymore. But she would always be somewhere and going somewhere. And I told her, I said, I don't go out every day. I said, because every time I go out, I'm spending money. She said, girl, you ain't never lie. But now, that was years ago when that happened. Now she doesn't go out every day. She still stays busy, but she don't go out every day. But because she has grandchildren and all that, so she'll be over there. So she's not ripping and running as us old timers would say. And she was like, "Girl, you ain't never lie." And I said, "Even if I don't buy anything, I'm spending gas, and if it's somewhere far, I'm spending tolls. Wherever you go, if you want to stop to eat, you do that. And usually when I go out, it is to get something. Like I did the order on BJ's today. This is the highest tiering. Then I went and picked that up. I'll be at the Playhouse Saturday, and it takes me almost half a tank round trip. And so that's money. And even though I get a small stipend, what I make, but what I clear after gas and tolls is not a lot at all. This eye is tearing. I was gonna say, did we do foundation? We did do foundation troll. So if you don't rest when your body tell you to, it will make you rest in a way you don't want. I know that's right. I had to learn that when I go out for a day, like if I'm going out to a family gathering or if I'm working down at the Playhouse, I had to learn, don't schedule anything for that day because my shift is either over at 1 or at 2, depending on the event. I get home maybe by 3:30 in the morning, which is okay because I don't go to sleep till after sunrise anyway. And so the event is Saturday. I get off Sunday morning. I'll be home Sunday morning. And so I've learned not to schedule to do anything on Sunday. Take out food, 2 days before, so it can thaw out, and I'll just fix something, or I'll just toss something in the air fryer. But I've had to learn not to schedule anything for Sunday or Monday, and that was years ago. And now I'm at the point where, because of my issues in my body, I learned not to schedule anything for till like Wednesday. So I need like a good 2.5 days to recuperate from just being up and active and going places and doing things. And I used to try to push through because I would feel guilty. Oh, I should do that. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. And my body was like, you don't sit down, we're going to put you down. And then I would start getting migraines and the ones where I can't function through it. So I would have to just like lay down in the dark. But yeah, our bodies will put us down. And so I had to learn, okay, I need to like plan this out. And that's why I don't do a lot of last minute things, because I need to plan out what I'm doing, where I'm going, what days I'm going to just recuperate, and like say, Sunday, somebody says, oh, you want to go out to lunch? Nope. What you doing today? Nothing. So I don't want to come. I need to rest because I was down at the Playhouse working. And so, yeah, our bodies will put us down if we don't do what it says. Melissa says, sounds like her and she needs rest days. You do. Thank you, Tony. This is one of the Inglot. Did you just get here, Tony? If you were here before and I didn't see you speak, I apologize. This eye is tearing. I don't know what's. I don't know. Yeah, so I had to learn that because I would overdo it. When I was the first time I was at Dude's house, his mom's house, I slept off and on for 2 days straight. I was there for 3 days. I slept off and on for 2 days straight. Like I couldn't do anything, and I was just putting like whatever miscellaneous stuff in the air fryer to eat. Like I could not do anything. And the next time when I went and I was there 4 days, I slept off and on for 3 days straight. I lied to you not. My body was just like, mm. It's like, no, you want to play? All right, you ain't gonna do nothing. But I love when all y'all talk to each other. Oh, okay, thank you, Tony. Because I was thinking like, did I talk to her? So what's on my brows, Tony? Is Inglot number 99. This shade, and it is a really pretty shade. And I chose this because I don't know what the eyeshadow look is going to look like because of the random generator colors I chose. I feel like this is perking me up. Remember when I showed y'all? I'm loud. I am perking up. That bag of plantain strips from BJ's. When I was online at BJ's, I put in canned fruit, and the canned fruit they have I didn't want, and so I saw these plantain chips. I was like, oh. So I got me one. I got me two actually, and I got one for my neighbor because she likes plantain chips. And she was all happy when I texted her. I said, "When you get home, I have some for you." And she was like, "Oh, girl, thank you. That's my snacks." But yeah, plantain chips, and they were not expensive at all. And so it doesn't have a date on here, and I'm thinking it's got to have a date on here. But then maybe oh my gosh, y'all, look how big this is. And I'm like, I don't see a date. So I bought these over here in case I needed to eat something. I don't see a date. Oh my gosh. You took a mental whole day from work on Monday. My work load was getting too heavy for me, so I needed to reboot. Exactly. Take them days off. I liked one of my therapy jobs, the one where I had to go to the prisons to do group therapy with the sex offenders and do clinical assessments and evaluations. That job, they had it built into our work week. Friday was paperwork day. And because the department was so small, it was my supervisor, me, and one other person. She would say, just do your paperwork on Fridays, make sure I have your reports by Monday or Tuesday next week. And so what I would do when I would have assessments to do, we're going to take this shade because I don't know what it's going to look like. This is going to go on the first part of our lid. And they say, they had told us that doing the write-up for the assessment, first of all, the assessment would take at least 2 to 3 hours to do. And they calculated 4 hours to complete the actual write-up, the report. And so that was like a whole day. And so even though Friday was our paperwork day and we can work from home, paperwork day, when I would do an assessment, I would write it up that night. I would do the report that night. And so every Friday was like I had a 4-day work week, and I loved it. And I did that on purpose. And another job I had to travel a lot for. And so I would schedule my time where I would work like 10-hour days or close to it. And then I wasn't taking lunch. And so every Friday I was off, and I loved it because we do need that downtime. When they get chewy, they're going bad. These are crunchy, so they shouldn't be chewy. I mean, you can even hear like they're pretty stiff. You know what? I'm gonna try one right now. I want to really get this look done, but I'm just all over the place. You know what? I had these before. I remember trying these before. Ooh. Can y'all hear me crunching? Good. I missed 4-day work weeks. I made it that way, Grace. I'm just like, Even though plantains are plantains, They taste exactly like the plantain strips I showed you, except the plantain strips were a little bit thinner. But it's the exact same flavor, which is good. Like, it's not really salty. It's not. It says crispy. Excuse me if you heard that my throat. Crispy golden plantains with a sprinkling of sea salt. So yeah, these are just a little bit thicker, even though they're not like super thick. The plantain strips was like super thin, and I had forgot about them. And when I was looking at these, when I was putting them away, I'm like, they had them bags of chips. But this popped up when I put in. They are sweet. That popped up when I put in fresh fruit plantain chips. So we're gonna take Pennywise. So I'm thinking about buying some Inglot to do my brows. I'm going to start doing blue and green brows. I get mine from Amazon. I saw something on YouTube is Amazon going on strike, and I'm just really not paying too much attention because at this point it's just thoughts. And I try to watch channels where they show me receipts of stuff and not just somebody's thought or opinion, because I can just form my own opinion. Because the thumbnail was like, is Amazon going on strike or something? And I'm like, if you asking me, I know I ain't watching because you don't have no answers. But I did order 2 more. They are sweet, not like super sweet, but they're really good. I'm glad I bought me 2 of them. I'll probably eat 1 whole packet a week or less. Yes, I'll squeal like a little pig. So this is Pennywise. I know my lighting isn't the best over here, but I said, you know what, I need to do this video because I ain't do it earlier. And so I'm knocking out 2 member requests. So then we're gonna take, and I wrote down what was going where. What was the next shade? The next shade, Pride. This one right here. That was Poltergeist. One of my members, she had a suggestion for my Trash or Treasure box. She said, do a palette bingo. 1 shadow from each palette, but I had over a dozen. So we have 5 palettes, 4. 5, 1, 2, we have 4 palettes that we're using, 5, because 1 was hiding from me under something else. Well, actually under another palette. Yes, and this is the Udin's Eye Planet Spirit palette. So we're going to take Pride, and that's going to go next to the white. Amazon on strike. I don't know. The thumbnail was like, are they going on strike? I'm like, I don't know. Oh, I know I was saying I ordered 2 more brush sets, and I was going to wait because I remember saying I do like their mattes. I just don't care for their shimmer formula. Like, look at that. Hardly any effort. It's a lot more bold in person. I know the lighting over here is not the best at all. Because I was going to wait, and I said, you know, let me just go ahead and get this, number 1, before prices go up. And prices are already going up. Because if you have stuff in your Amazon cart, or not the cart, but the save for later, 13 of my save for laters went up in price. The brushes didn't, though. So I was like, okay. So I went ahead and got 2 more sets of brushes for my kit. Those are really nice brushes, y'all. And I got a black curtain, to replace the white curtain over there. Y'all, I'm working on my setup. And the live last night, I did rearrange. What am I trying to say? I maneuvered the screen different. So hopefully, and I know I can do it. I just need to sit there and look at myself with my camera on, my phone on, to see how much is covering so that you won't see a gap between the black background and the wall or whatever. But so we're gonna take the brush that had the first shade on it. I just bought some Pop-Tarts. I haven't had Pop-Tarts in forever. Y'all, goodness, who said that? Tanya. I always would break the corners off because the corners was always too dry for me anyway. I would always break that. That would be the first thing I would do, is break all the corners off and throw them away. Like, these corners is dry. I like how these blend together. Okay, do that thing, girl. just a 4-pack, and it was $3.99. It used to be $1.99. That's why today, because I was going to go shopping on Monday. And I said, you know what? Because I woke up and I'm laying in bed and I felt somewhat rested, which is seldom for me. And so I said, you know what? Let me just go online and just, place this order. And there was an option to pick up today. And I think this was like 11:30, 10:30. Might have been around 10:30 this morning. And the earliest pickup was like from 2 to 3. And so that's what I chose. And so I did go back to sleep. I had set my alarm for 1:30. And I was there at like 2:15, picked up my order and came home. Because I'm like, I don't know. Like, what? And I do usually have my cabinet stocked in the wintertime. Because I'm like, if something happened and I can't get out, or I just don't want to go out because it's so cold, I have everything I need. Yeah, this is creasing down here from the tearing. So I'm gonna just leave it because I said, oh, that's those 2 palettes. Unfrosted strawberry only. I just couldn't deal with them corners. Our outer corner shade, outer lid shade, Berlin Underground, and it chose this color. I was like, these colors. Like, huh? But y'all know we're gonna do something. And actually, it looks like a look that I could just do with Planet Fitness because they have a yellow in here, except it's shiny. It's a shimmer. Tanya, you know I hate that. I think you be being funny when you say that. Do you really be saying that to be sarcastic or funny, or you really just be like, because you really like it? That's my question. Because I'd be like, no, you just noticed it. Oh, okay. Because y'all know I do not intentionally match my makeup to my clothes. And I remember saying, there's always 1 or 2 people under the video be like, oh, that eyeshadow matches your shirt. And I'd be like, because I don't like to be matchy. But okay, you just noticed it. Cool. And this is like the same color as my shirt. This right here. Yeah. It really is. You're a matchy chick. And you one of the ones to be like, oh, that matches your top. I'd be like, thank you. And it is aesthetically appealing to the eye, like when everything just flows together or everything looks connected by color. But I'm like, this eye is tearing out here and inside. Y'all see this in my crease? It's tearing upward. Y'all see that? I'm right there. And y'all know what? We're going to keep on moving. Another shade it shows, the last shade, and this is actually Max Uninterrupted. So that's going to go in our transition area. This, even though it looks darker than this shade, this does disappear on me. And this one almost disappears. You can tell there's something there. But this one, you'll see. Yeah, and I know people who... I remember the first time Fabulous 50 did my makeup. She was like, oh, I needed some inspiration. So I looked at your shirt, and I had on a reddish top and had black in it. And I think, did she use Leela shades? I think she used Leela shades. I'm not sure. But so she was matching my eye makeup to my shirt. And after the fact, like after, everything was over and we were just sitting here talking, I said, you done made me a little mini me. I said, you did my brows like yours. You matched my shirt like you matched your clothes to your makeup. I said, and my blush, she chose like a pinky shade. The lip was like a pinky. I'm just like, you done just made me like all monochromatic. So we laughed about that. So that's that one. The last shade. Oh, what were we going to put lower lash line? We were going to put this shade on lower lash line, that white, just because, and it's going to look awful when it creases because you see how it looks up here. It's tearing down as well. Maybe that's why most models wear white or black tops to avoid the desire to make up their look to match their clothes. I don't know, but I know for makeup artists, your uniform, they say, is all black because they say it looks professional. So I don't know why models do that, white or black, but makeup artists. And when you think about it, when you go to Sephora, Ulta, those stores, all the workers have on black. And so we're going to take Pennywise again. Where is he? Right here. So our uniform, they say, is black. And that's why I started wearing those black shirts. And I got those shirts from Amazon. And I ordered a 2X because I wasn't sure. And it turns out they were too big. So those are the ones I wear here at the house. And then later on I ordered 2 extra large and they fit perfect. So those are the ones I wear when I'm going out. If I'm doing makeup. I should bring over here a different brush. Yes, I don't know why they do it. But and it is easy because you can just have like 7 black shirts and just wear a black shirt every day. And it's easy. You don't have to think about it. Is this going to match my purse? Is this going to match my shoes? Is this going to match my pants? Is it going to match my jewelry? Is it going to match my hat? I have I have additional milia. And you can see it now that there's something white under there. Y'all see all these little bumps? This is fairly new. This one is fairly new. This one that's in here has been there. That's the one that always looks really bright if I put a shimmer under here. And actually, you know what? I have a dermatology appointment on Monday. I'm going to ask her if she can remove it. They removed some milia before. And she said they may or may not come back. But, yeah. And actually, I'm going to send in a message to see if she can remove them while I'm there. Because they have to be prepared to do that. And if I just walk in and say, hey, can you do this? It's like, no, we need another appointment. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do if I remember. This is tearing horribly. Since this is Pennywise underneath and this is Pennywise here. Wow. Let me just use the brush we used for it because this is not wanting to go in there. And sometimes I don't really notice it when I'm not wearing makeup. But when I do, because it accentuates it, I'm like, oh yeah, I have that there. And that's why I don't put a lot of shimmer like in that inner corner area. This jaw is tearing quick because I just covered this up. All right, it's covered. Now watch how fast. Watch how fast. It's going to be creased again. You want the moles around your left eye removed. Will they do it for you, the doctor? Okay, I need to stop stalling and go take a shower. She's going to catch you later, ladies. Have a nice shower. Hey, that's self-care too because you're doing something. Did I just yell at you? I'm sorry, Melissa. That's self-care too because you're doing something good for your body. I love me a long hot shower. Yo, they tried to tell me. This is one of those newer brushes. I think I decided to keep them. Oh, you know what I was going to do? I was going to put on that cream Sigma blush. She tried to tell me. See, look at it already. You don't see that? This is from Sigma. This is a soft coverage brush number F, letter F, number 48, F48. Looks good to you. This is Dawn. So what else do y'all do for self-care? So I'm putting this on before we put our powder on. I do like to color this. I don't use it often because I don't think to, I don't know, I just don't think to use it. But I do like it. And it's going to disappear once I powder my face down too. So that's the thing. I just realized, and I know it's the lighting, but I just realized I don't look super shiny over here like I always do. Oh, this is tearing horribly. Look at that crack. Crack is whack. And I know it's because of the lighting over here. Because if I was at my station, I would be looking super glowy / oily / sweaty. But like I don't look like that right now, except my under eye area looks kind of bright. Oh, we got one more color for the lid. Duh. This shade. We're going to just top. Look at that, y'all. Damn. Tapping off the flakes. We're going to top this center shade. It's like floating all on my face. I'm like, this is the only shimmer. So we're going to top it. That looks nice. It's making it look, to me, this looks gold. But the way it's showing up on my lid over the pink And maybe because it is over pink, it's showing up like orange sparkle. That's cute. It's falling out on my face, and I don't care yet because I didn't powder it down yet. I try to get a mani-pedi once a month, says Sarah. Denise says, get some popcorn and have movie night. Oh, get some popcorn and have movie night with your sister. That's what you do for. I'm going to ignore that patch because it's going to just get worse. I'm not going to put this shade on it. That's good, Denise. I haven't had popcorn in so freaking long. So this is all the shades. I missed something. Oh, Melissa was telling Dawn she's so lazy. But if I don't shower tonight, I have to get up butt crack of Dawn tomorrow. Crack is whack. Crack is whack. I do miss getting pedicures. I really do. I stopped when the shutdown happened in 2020, and I think I've been back maybe twice since then. But yeah, I haven't been back. So yeah, I do miss pedicures. And I think it's easy for me not to go because my feet are already soft. Because I put lotion on my feet and then put on aloe socks before I get into bed. Which are coming in real handy right now because the weather's colder. My feet be cold. And so put on those aloe socks, put lotion on. So my feet are always soft. This one place I went to, this was eons ago. She was like, oh, your feet are soft. But then she was scraping them like they was concrete. And I was just like, excuse me, lady. So I think it was one of them things where that's just how she did her pedicure. Well, that's how she did pedicures because people have their own way of doing things. And I think that was just her way because why tell me that my feet are soft and then you scraping the skin off my feet? Y'all, my feet were tore up for like 3 weeks after that because she was literally scraping off too much skin. Like it wasn't even calluses or anything. So she was really just scraping skin. My feet were tore up for like 3 weeks. I was so mad. And I told a friend of mine, she said, oh, it sounds like I need to go there. She said, my feet are cracked. I'm like, go ahead and go. I said, but trust me, if you get the one I got, I was so pissed. And that wasn't the place I used to go to. So I knew never to go there again. And I went to that place I originally used to go to a couple of times, but it was horrible. I was like, what the fuck? Like, why say they're soft and then you treating it like it's concrete? That to me, that made sense. And I kept telling her, like, that's too rough. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm just like, okay, there's a language barrier here, lady. But, yeah, that was not good. That was not good at all. Sarah says she has to go when they first open or I won't go. I maintain mine too, but those are only things I could think of to do for myself since I do my own hair. I felt good cutting my hair because that is Selfcare for me because I kept saying I need to cut it, but I ain't feel like cutting it. And it was maybe like 3:30 this morning and I felt okay. Like I was tired, but I had like a somewhat burst of energy, even though I was tired. And I said, you know what? And then I know it's going to take me less than 10 minutes. You know what I mean? So it's not like I need a whole lot of time or energy or effort. So I'm like, let me just go ahead and cut my hair. And it felt so good after I cut it. I was just like, I feel like a new woman when I cut my hair. And then I look at that, y'all. Where it teared upward. At least I ain't going nowhere. That's a good thing. But yeah, I do miss that. I had on both of my big toes, I had ingrown toenails, and the podiatrist, he did remove it. And it was just amazing because he numbed it first. And so I'm watching as he does the whole thing. And I'm just like, oh my God. But my right foot, I stubbed my toe on something. And when I would press on the nail bed, or like when I would dry my feet after shower, it would feel squishy. And I'm like, what the hell is that? It turned out that it had detached from the nail bed. And I didn't realize it. And it never turned black or anything like that. It was just feeling squishy when I would dry off after a shower. And one day I was drying off after a shower and I felt it move. And I was like, So I took it and I was like gently pulling it and the whole nail just came off. So the nail, even though it never turned black, it was not attached, which means it was dead, but it really wasn't because it didn't turn black. And underneath of it, a new nail had already started to grow. And from that happening, because it was a brand new nail, which means brand new, cuticles and all of that, on that foot, I am able to cut that ingrown part out. But that's one of the reasons I did like going to get a pedicure, because they're very thorough. And so that would always take care of that. But yeah, I was like, oh, that's why my nail was feeling squishy, because it wasn't attached. So it wasn't attached to this part of my nail. It wasn't attached to this part, but like the cuticle part was attached, but like this part wasn't. So that's why it was squishy and it wasn't coming off, because the part by the cuticle was still attached. But that one day the whole thing moved and I was like, and it just slid right off. I was like, wow. Oh shit. Remember when I first got this and it was not attached? When I opened it, the whole piece was here. And so I closed it and flipped it over. But look at this. Like the whole thing is, did I have this upside down? The hell? So I'm just pressing it back in. You know what happened? I'm going to tell you what happened. Where it sits, if I don't place it gently, like if I let it just kind of like go like this, that's what happened. And so I did press it, and you can still see a small part of the crack, but it does press right back together. It's almost like it's a what am I saying? It's almost like it's a cream, even though it's a powder. So that whole piece, I just pressed it back in. I can still see the line though, but I do have to be careful with this. Look how shiny that is, y'all. And it's too much on here for me pressing it to get it back in. Woo! Lord mercy. Oh man, look at that. Somebody was saying, I forget who it was, but they said to compare this to the Pat McGrath Extreme Gold. And I always thought in my mind it would have been like Kilowatt from Fenty, but I never had purchased it. And so I went in my purgatory box to get it. It ain't there. So I don't know where I sent it to, but I don't have it anymore. But look. And I like how for my highlighter, you don't see it, and then it's like, bam. You don't see it, then it's like, bam. I need to put more blush on because I brought the highlighter. Woo! Y'all, this highlighter. Janessa says, oh, Dawn finally got her hair done. It was way too long. Awesome. Janessa says, sometimes self-care is doing something that lets me feel creative. Do some writing, make some jewelry, play with some paints. Yep, exactly. I have an itch right here. Yeah, self-care is whatever we do that helps us feel better, and it's something good for us and something that we enjoy doing that's going to benefit us in the long term, short term and long term. Y'all, this blush is not toning this down. And that is something that will benefit you long term, because you can look back at it and be like, yeah, I did that. Yeah. Look at this highlighter. And so, yeah, that's a really good one. And if it's stuff that you end up selling, that's another like, yeah. So that's like a gift you keep giving yourself. Sarah says, true, Janessa. I used to write poetry and make earrings. Y'all, I haven't written anything in so long. Oh gosh, we're not going to get on that because I think I might have mentioned it before. As if I don't mention things like 20 times in here anyway, right? I know. I hear you. Y'all, this is starting to itch. When it starts to dry, it starts to feel itchy. Look at that big hole right there. I do like this eye look, and the random generator, I'm like, okay, it gave me like 2 mustard tones, a hot pink purple, and a green and a white. Thank you, Sandy. She says, I'm beautiful. And it's not tearing too much downward, so this is just weird, but that's how it looks. So I am thankful that for the most part, this is champagne pearl. For the most part, it is going upward and not running down here, but still. So we're going to take this and we're going to put this under the eye, which is already looking shiny. But so what else do y'all do for self-care? Oh, the dermatologist lady, this was years and years ago. I looked at her, I'm like, She told me take a lukewarm shower every other day. I said, no, I take a hot shower every night. I did mention this before too. Sorry for poking you in the eye with a brush. And she's like, because it could dry your skin out. I said, that's what lotion is for. Don't tell me take a shower every other day in lukewarm water. No. This one is Eternal Light that I randomly picked. I was just like, no, 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 we shower every night. Well, before we go to sleep, which is in the morning, but so yeah. So that is that. Now I didn't bring over mascaras. So what are some other things y'all do for self-care? And for those of you who only have like a couple things you do, I'm hoping that some of what other people say they do might be something you might want to try doing. And so this is why too, like in videos, I say leave your comments below. Let's help each other out. Like I really do mean that sincerely, because somebody may think of something that we haven't thought of. And so we're helping each other out here with ideas. What else do y'all do for self-care? Or what's something, if you can't think of what you do for yourself, what's something that you're thinking of now that could be self-care? Meditation, says Denise. Journaling, crafting. Yes. Yo, I should feel ashamed, but I don't. I used to journal every week. It's been like months and months and months and months. I also, excuse me, I did start playing Mahjong again. I remember I used to love playing that before. And one day I was like, how long has it been since I played that? And I need to start reading again, because that I used to love to do. And I do have books that I purchased that I still haven't read them yet. But I do love Mahjong. And when I got my new tablet, one of the first things I did is listen to your favorite song, says Denise. One of the first things I did was I installed Mahjong, and I installed the same one that was on my previous tablet. And I remember us talking about this too. I'll be telling you a lot of my personal business. I did go over this part, but it ain't even stick. Like where it's wet. Oh my gosh. I took a screenshot. I took a picture of what level I was on my old tablet, because it doesn't transfer information over. So I was kind of like, damn it, I was way up there in levels. But I'm like, I'll get there again. And so I'm almost to where I was before. And in my bathroom, I have a word search book. I enjoy that too. Where it's a list of words and you look at all the letters in the block and you find what the word is. I enjoy doing those too. I know people who like doing puzzles. I know adults who like, coloring books. One of my chosen family sisters, she likes coloring books. And what she does is, you know how you're supposed to color in the lines, blah, blah, blah. She'll just do whatever. And so it's so like she's coloring what it is, but then she makes it her own. And it's just like, was that the picture? She's like, well, the background part is, but all this other stuff. And I love that she does that. And she's older than me. My uncle told me I'm double nickels, which I am. Yeah, she's older than me, but she's like, yeah, I just love to draw. Well, color, I should say. And so, she gets coloring books. And what I found out is they do have coloring books for adults now, too. So I don't know when that became a thing, or maybe it always was, but companies just didn't pick up on it and start making coloring books for adults. But I think that is really cool. Don't tell me my brows look decent and I'm sitting here. Well, no, because this one is going this way. This one's going straight. Well, can't have everything in life we want, can we? I love I don't even know how to say that. Sudoku. What is that? I heard of it, and I think I know what it is, but for some reason, well, because I'm tired, my brain is locking up on me. So, what is Sudoku? Is that when? What am I even trying to say? What is Sudoku? And it's bugging me because you know what something is, but then you can't think of it. Y'all, this tearing is awful. The good thing is I'm home and I ain't going nowhere. Sarah says, I check for events happening in my area or surrounding areas that I may be interested in attending. I started listening to audiobooks earlier this year. I fell off. I'll eventually pick it up again. Sometimes I think about audiobooks and I'm like, girl, you got books right here you bought you ain't used yet. And now I'm missing my mascara, but that's okay. We're not even gonna spray the face. I was getting ready to. I'm like, no. So we're gonna do the lip. So what else? And you know what I'm thinking of right now? And we're all grown. I think all of us are over 30 in here, maybe over 40. As kids, we used to play so many different games as kids. And we get older and then it's like we just get caught up with life. And we don't have that much fun anymore. I knew this dude. I think I was in my early 20s. I think. He beat me playing a game of jacks. Y'all remember jacks where you shake it and you put it on the floor and then you bounce the ball, pick up a jack, catch the ball before it bounces a second time, and then you pick up 2 jacks or whatever. He beat me at freaking jacks. And I'm like, dude, you're a dude. He had 4 sisters. I'm like, how you beat me at jacks? I was so mad. And so we kept playing. And he beat me every time. I'm like, that is not right. So somebody tell me, what is Sudoku? Sudoku. The library is like a mall where I can get whatever I want and don't have to pay. Yeah, I do think of audiobooks. And because my tablet also functions as a Kindle, I have like thousands of books in my Kindle on Amazon that I know I'm never going to even get through. I think I was just hoarding them because they were free books to download. It's the numbers in a square. So what are you matching, or like what are you finding? Is it like word search where you connect like 3 number 3s or like 5 number 4s or something like that? Each row has to have a number. Oh, okay, wait a minute, let me back up. Sarah says she loves adult. She has some adult coloring books too, and she enjoys doing word search puzzles. Dawn says each row has to have a number and they can't repeat, and the rows can't repeat. I think that's how it was. It's been a while. Okay. Dawn says only 22. Lie. Oh, she meant rows and columns. It's a strategic game. That might be why I don't know what it is. So this is where it was cracked, but even just moving a wand in it, like it is mixing. We're going to see how this applies. So now instead of the crack, it's just a gap down here at the bottom. Down here. What's that game? When you have to not find the word, because I do like word search, find a word. But it gives you a phrase and you got to think of what the word is. Crossword puzzles, that's what it is. I don't like those. Because I can't ever think of what the word is. This is a pretty, this is going on really nice. And I thought it would, even though it looked cracked. Okay, wait a minute. This don't smell right. It smells, what does it smell like? It doesn't smell rancid. I think that's why they stopped making the black Fenty Stunner. Because after like 6 months, that thing smelled rancid. And even when they came out with new colors, they never came out with a black again. And I think because it was just something with the formula. This smells like, I can't place it, but it doesn't smell rancid, but I've never smelled this in a liquid lipstick before. This is going on nice, y'all. Look at this. Wow. It feels nice. So this is definitely a nude for me. I'm using a tip to do my lip line. And because Grace shopped my stash for face products and a lippy, we're going to, this is pretty. What does that smell like? Sarah says she's a slow reader, so audiobooks is an option, but I have read this year. And I do think about audiobooks because when I'm in bed trying to go to sleep sometimes, I'll watch YouTube, well, put a video on YouTube. I'll open up YouTube on my phone and find a movie to watch. And so I'm just listening to it. And so the other day I'm like, why don't I just get audiobooks or just let them play all day? What is this smell? It smells like burnt cinnamon toast. That's what it smells like. It smells, no, not crayons. Because it smells like burnt toast, but then it has a sweet smell. It smells like burnt cinnamon toast. That is so yeah, it really does. To me, anyway. That's interesting. So it went on nice. It is a matte. I can see all the wonderful lines in my lips with it. I wonder how this would work over City Lips, since City Lips is a plumping gloss. And with City Lips, how you see the lines in my lip right now, the City Lips fills that out. So it is plumping, but it's not like duck lips. But how you see all these lines, with City Lips, it takes those away. I do enjoy Sudoku. I have a book. It says lock. The one says everything smells like cupcakes, which I don't like. I love cupcakes. I don't eat the icing anymore. When I was a kid, I was all about all the sugar. Now I'm like, And even now for like cake, especially if it's a store-bought cake, I take the icing off, which is ironic because I used to love me some sugar as a kid. Now I'm like, that's too sweet. Look at this, horrible, yo. Dawn says she likes cupcakes. Dawn, I'm confused because you just put everything smells like cupcakes, which I don't like. And then you said you like cupcakes, but not my lip products smell like them. So you mean you just don't like the smell of cupcakes, but you like to eat cupcakes? You don't like the smell, but you like the taste. Is that what you're saying? Dawn says she found awesome cupcakes at her store, 4 for $1.99 pumpkin spice. So what else? What else are some other self-care? Putting this on. This is Arcane Lot. Because Grace, when she shot my stash, she said a Fenty gloss. And I only got 2 left. And y'all knew I wasn't getting rid of this one. You don't want your products to smell like cake. Okay. Yeah, I was confused going on. I was like, wait a minute, what? Y'all know I get confused easy. This is pretty over this. It gives it a shine, and it made it a tad darker, which makes sense because it's like a shimmer black. Actually, I think it's supposed to be like holographic. It has some purple in here and pink. And it covers up some of the lines in my lips. So this is the look, y'all. So we did that, which is cool. I want to say, all right, trash or treasure. We're going to talk about is this trash or treasure? This just did not call to me, which is why it ended up in purgatory. But the shadows are fine. And even this being a white, y'all can see it. Well, where it didn't tear off. But like they show up. My issue with this palette was this shade shows up white. So does that one. This one, and this one, they all show up grayish. And y'all know I don't like dupes in my palette. So I'm just like, why they 3 look the same? Sandy says she's been hooked on fresh apple sprinkled with cinnamon and sugar. So that was my issue with this. And these 2 blend in together side by side too. So I was just like, for me, this is like just a palette duping itself. This shade I really like. This shows up really bold. So this is a keeper. So this is treasure. And the point of the purgatory box was to see, is it going to stay alive or am I going to get rid of it? And the PAO for this, what? You lies you say. It's a 12-month PAO. And the PAO I have one here is January 8th, 2025. I had this for a friggin' year? No way. No friggin' way. No way. Because what I was going to say was, I'm looking at my phone to look this up. Like, did I really have this in January? Yes, y'all. I just had, what? Because I did the first look January 10th, and I have one here open January 8th, 2024. What? So the stuff in purgatory, trash or treasure, I had said like when it dies, and not necessarily when it reaches the PAO, but when it starts to turn or the formula starts to perform different, I would just let it go. And so the pay over this is in like 2 weeks. No, like a month. 3 weeks really. January 8th. Like 3 weeks. Damn. So this is a keeper for now. So when it dies, we'll just let it die. Some kind of haunted. Sandy, what a coincidence is doing. We were just talking about getting the frozen fruit out with some sugar sprinkled on it. So what else for self-care, y'all? This shade shattered. And this one shattered. So this is from MAC. This is from MAC. And this is a MAC shade. No, this one shattered and this one shattered. This one didn't show up on me. And it was really flaky and messy. So I'm like, what's the point? So I took that out. So this is MAC. That's MAC and that's MAC. I do like this palette. I like the looks that I did with it. And when I use it, I try not to use the MAC shades because I want to use the shades in original to the palette. Excuse me. This one we put tape over. That's why it's shiny. This is messy as hell. And when I swatched it against this shade, the exact same color. So I said, if I do want this color, I'll use this one. They look different. But when I swatched them, they looked exactly the same. This right down, this one here, and this one. We're going to hold on to this, to the Pat McGrath thing. And this is a keeper as well. So I think we're going to keep everything. I'm still torn, and I feel bad. I'm still torn about the Uden's Eye because it's sentimental to me. So we're going to keep it because it's sentimental. Janessa sent this to me. I just do not like the shimmer formula. I just don't. But the mattes, I love the mattes though. And also this is a quirky kind of color story too. So it's like, whoa. So it does cause me to be creative, which I like. So this is a keeper. And we'll do palette bingos down the line, excuse me for smacking, and see what else we can come up with that. I just do not like the shimmer formula. But it's only, yeah. I like this one because it's smooth. But like this one is not so bad. This and that is not so bad. This one is flaky, this one's flaky, and this one is kind of iffy for me. But we're going to keep it. And so far, everything I've used out of Trash or Treasure, we've ended up keeping, which means I need to seriously find space to put this stuff. If you decide to find a new home at some point, you won't be mad. I'm going to keep it, Janessa, because it is very sentimental. And it is a different palette. And I always say I want my stash to be curated. This is definitely unique to my stash. And I really do like the mattes. It's just like 2 or 3 of the metallics, shimmers, whatever. I just don't care for that formula. And they perform fine. It's just something about how they feel. And it might be that I'm just used to Natasha stuff. And that might really be it because I love me some Natasha formula. Except the chroma crystals. This is still good. My eyes are not irritated. This is the shade we used. And that's on the outer corner. That matches my shirt. And the PAO was September. And it's so we're going to just keep this. And when it does start to irritate my eyes or if the formula changes, then we'll just throw it away. So everything is a keeper so far from Purgatory. These 5 palettes are all keepers from Purgatory. I'm going to seriously have to find some space where to put them. So what else for self-care, y'all? And then we'll wrap up. But I do like this look. I know you can't really see it, except for the highlighter because I'm in the dark over here. And since putting the gloss on it, I don't smell burnt cinnamon toast. Because the gloss bombs, it doesn't really have a scent, but it does. It's like very faint, but it smells like sugar to me. And I do like how it looks over this lip. So this is a keeper, so I need to put a label. I already do have a label on it. Expires next December. And this expires next November. I almost bought a second one. I'm like, you know what? No, just stop. It was limited edition, though. I kind of have a feeling, though, like, if they still have these after January 2nd, I'm like, would I buy another one? Because they're limited edition. And I do really like that. I like the brows. I like the white. And so that was a good choice because except for the hole over here, it does play off of the inner corner shade. So we have the white in here, and then we have the white liner in the wings. When I was at the VA hospital yesterday for my therapy appointment, the I don't know what their title is, the ones that check you in. She was brown skin. She was like 75% cocoa. Like her complexion was beautiful. And she had on white eyeliner. No eyeshadow, just white eyeliner. And I was just like, damn, that's pretty. Because it just like popped. I was like, damn. It was so pretty. Oh my gosh, her complexion was so nice. I do like the lip. I'm glad that it doesn't smell rancid because we were like, this really looks cracked. What's wrong with it? But I did have a feeling that once we opened it and kind of moved the wand around, the crack is gone because crack is whack. But I like this and I like how it feels. How often I'll use it, I don't know because I have all those all the Sephora Queen lip stains, but this feels nice and I love it with that gloss on top. So thank you, Sandy, for that idea to do a palette bingo with Trash or Treasure stuff. So this is Trash or Treasure episode number 2 and also self-care ideas. And Grace's Shop My Stash for the face products. So we knocked out 2 things aside from the topic for the night. Janessa says she loves a good nap for self-care right in the middle of the day. It feels so decadent. One of my previous partners, I learned something from him. If he would get sleepy, he would just go to bed and lay down. And I was just like, and he would sleep for a couple hours and get back up. And I'm like, I need to start doing that. Because sometimes I do just feel so freaking tired. And I'm like, no, let me just still stay up, do this, do that, blah, 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 blah. And so I started doing that. If I just feel really sleepy or if I doze off on the sofa, I would get up and go lay down in the bed and sleep for like an hour and a half or so. And I would wake up and I would feel like, wow, that was really nice. And so I started doing that again, where if I do nod off on the sofa, I'll just get up and go to bed. Or I'll just turn off the TV and just stretch out even more on the sofa and just, take a nap that way. But yeah, nap, yeah, for self-care. And that's also listening to our bodies too. Y'all, this whole oh, see that? Yeah, and for me, yeah, self-care is taking care of ourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Doing something that's good for our bodies and something that's not only helping us in that moment, but long term. And what we were saying about resting and napping, that's something that's long term. And also, if we're dealing with, disabilities or anything, like our body needs to take that break and shut down and let our brain just work stuff out to help heal whatever's going on. And so somebody give me like 2 more things for self-care and then we'll wrap up. And I do hope that this was helpful or that you read something or someone gave you an idea of something to try. I do keep saying I'm going to go back to reading. Here's the issue with that. The issue with reading is because I'm asleep during the day and I'm up at night. I'm going to need to be somewhere next to a lamp to read. And I used to read, and maybe I should start doing this instead of listening to YouTube before I go to sleep in bed. I should just start reading in bed. And I can read on my tablet because I have the Kindle thing on my tablet. And so that has its own light. And that's why I had got a Kindle originally years ago. Because I'm like, I can just read in bed without having the actual lamp on. So you know what? I'm going to make this commitment right now. I'm going to, because I used to either read until I got sleepy or I would play Mahjong till I got sleepy. And both were on my tablet. And so I'm making a commitment right here, right now to my trolls. I'm going to start doing that before I go to sleep instead of watching videos on YouTube or a movie. YouTube has a lot of freaking movies, y'all. And some of them are really good. Not like horror. They do have like a lot of movies. I will play Mahjong or I will read as I'm going to sleep. That's what I'll do. And I could always tell when I was getting more sleepy because I would read the same sentence like 4 or 5 times and I didn't know what it meant. And I'd be like, okay, I'm sleepy. And with Mahjong, I could tell when I'm getting sleepy because it would take me longer and longer to finish, to finish the game. And so that's my commitment I'm making right now. How about we do this too? Give me 2 more self-care things and also put in the chat what you commit to do for self-care for yourself, even if it's something you already do. Like I haven't played Mahjong in a while. I haven't read in a while. So even if it's something you already currently do, Just, put that you're committing to do that. But don't say you're committing to do it if you're not going to do it. Because I'm not going to ask y'all, hey, did you do such and such? So nobody's going to check up on you. So that'll just be a you thing to hold yourself accountable to do it. But for me, it helps to say it out loud. Because I told you earlier, when I commit to something, I do it. So for the week of lives, y'all, we got one left. I'll be like, we made it. And we're doing a look tomorrow, too. So hopefully the tear thing ain't going to be happening. And it's spread all the way over here, except because it's shiny. Y'all see that? And it's dry. It teared and it's dry now. I can see that it traveled all the way over here. That's why it looks like it cuts off right here, because that's where the tears stop. Wow. So give me 2 more self-care things, because we're helping each other out here. And then also, if you want to hold yourself accountable and to say it out loud, say what you commit to doing for self-care. I commit to being more consistent with journaling. That's a good one. I'm not ready to commit to that one yet. But I'm going to read and do my jung. Thank you, Denise. And I'm not going to check on you, so that you have to hold yourself accountable. So who else? Janessa, I commit to doing more work on my website. I want to bring back my Face Friday series. Awesome. Kat said, hey, Kat, were you here earlier? Did I talk to you? I don't remember if I spoke to you. If I didn't and you've been here, I'm sorry. I apologize. Kat says, I talk to birds and dogs in my neighborhood, also trees. Awesome. So what are you committing to do for self-care? Oh, you just got here? Okay. Because I was like, did I not talk to her? I'm sorry. Okay. So one more thing for self-care, and what do you commit to do for self-care? I missed what you said, Dion. I had a call. I said a whole lot. I had asked for Kat commits to going outside more often. Awesome. I had asked for 2 more things that can be considered self-care. And then I asked, what do you commit to doing for self-care? And for me, I am going to either read or play mahjong in bed before I go to sleep, instead of watching or putting on movies on YouTube on my phone. Because I used to do that regularly in the past, and I had stopped. And so that was what we were talking about. Well, what I was saying. Kat said go outside more often when it's not negative 24 Celsius. Bundle up. Excuse me. All right, so I think we need one more self-care thing. And then if you're willing to make a commitment here and now in the live, put what you commit to do. And if you don't want to publicly commit, that's fine too. But let's just keep helping each other out. So give me one more self-care thing, and then we'll wrap up. Or something that you think is self-care, even if you don't do it. Like just an idea. And this is to help other people in here too, because it might give them an idea. Sarah says she commits to finding more things to attend to get out of the house. Oh my gosh. I've been told I'm a hermit. Excuse me for smacking. I accepted that. That might be something I can do in the spring when it's not so cold out. And it's not super cold here. Well, not cold at all for Kat. It's 35. Well, the Weather Channel tells me it's 34 degrees. When I first looked at it, it said 35, and that quick it switched to 34 Fahrenheit. So for Kat, it's not cold, but for us, it's cold. Are we all homebodies? I kind of think so, especially because it's a majority vote to do the to do the live for Christmas Day. So I think most of us are homebodies. We're like, we ain't doing nothing. Yeah, we'll do the live. We'll just chit chat, have something to do, keep each other company. All right. So I thank you, Sarah and Janessa and Kat, for your commitments, and to Denise. And I will be holding myself accountable. And what's ironic is my tablet is sitting right on the love seat, like on the arm of it. So I walk past it all the time because it's just like right there where I can't not see it. Because I used to have it like somewhere where I couldn't see it. So I'm like, I can put it where I can see it. And I still haven't been doing it, but I am. That's my commitment. If I happen to have a day off during the week, I have to. No. I love to go to a movie in the middle of the day. That is awesome because then it's not even crowded either. Because I'm like, I haven't been to the movies since before COVID, and even when they open back up, I'm like, I'm not going in there with a bunch of mouth breathers sitting in a room, even though the theater is huge. You know, people are eating, they're talking, they're drinking, and who knows what's coming out their mouth. I'm just like, I ain't going in there with no mouth breathers. And they were like, wear a mask. I'm like, you can't wear a mask while you're eating snacks and stuff. I have not been to the movies since before COVID, y'all. But then, like with Tubi, Hulu, Netflix, YouTube, Pluto, Roku TV, and there's something else, Voodoo TV, and something else. I'm like, well, all of that, I don't need to go to. And even Romulus, the newest Alien movie, that's on YouTube. And I'm like, that just came out not too long ago. Somebody commented, like, how did you get this so fast to put it on the internet? I'm like, I want to know too, because that hasn't been out that long. But so okay, so thank you y'all for the commitments. Thank you for putting in the chat what you do for self-care and putting in self-care ideas. And hopefully this is helpful to someone that's watching the replay, or even helping someone that's here. Just be like, you know what, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try adult coloring, or I'm gonna do Sudoku, or I'm gonna do, go outside more often, or whatever it is, manicure, pedicure, go to the library, whatever it is. Everything that y'all put were excellent self-care ideas. And so I thank y'all that, I said this was going to be interactive, and y'all was interacting, which y'all always do. But I think more so in this one, because I feel like even though I talked a lot, I feel like I didn't talk as much as I usually do on my live streams. And that's because of the interaction. And so I do appreciate y'all going along with me on that, because this little community here, like, we are about helping each other. And that's something that I do advocate for. And that's why I'm always asking questions. I'm like, let's help each other out. And so I appreciate y'all really doing that. Kat says, I love that too. To Janessa saying, during the middle of the week, she'll go to the movies if she has a day off. Kat says, we have an independent movie house here, and the art gallery has films. And so I go to some of those. That is awesome. I need to look up stuff for the spring for where I can go in Delaware. I'm only like 40 minutes from Philly, but then add another 10 or 15 to find parking. Or longer if I don't want to pay for parking. But yeah, there are like free things. And I don't think there's too many places in Delaware where there's like free concerts, like them little small intimate concerts at coffee houses or whatever. Delaware, it is a lot of stuff to do here on one hand, but on the other hand, it's not. You know what I mean? So I did go to like, there's a couple art galleries and photo galleries, and I've been to some of those. And it was just nice just to go and just, walk around and look at stuff. But yeah, Delaware is a weird state. It's a weird little place, but I like it. Sarah says she goes to the first showing, and I'm usually in a theater by myself. When I was going, I would go on Tuesdays, and the employees called it tight ass Tuesdays, because back then, before COVID, every Tuesday, all day, all night, the movie was $5.25. And y'all know movies be like $13.95, $15 something, $5.95. And $5.25. And if it was 3D, it would be $5.75. And so the employees called it tight ass Tuesdays. And so I would go to lunch and then go to the movies, because it would be like me and maybe 4 other people in the entire theater. And a couple times I went at night because I was meeting somebody there. And even if a movie just came out on Friday or Saturday and it was playing on Tuesday, it was still $5.25 or $5.75. And it would be like hordes of people, all their kids, the whole family. I'm like, I'm going to stick to the afternoon to come to the theater, because it would be almost empty, and I loved it. I don't know what it is now. I don't know if they still do tight ass Tuesdays or not. But it would always be like me and like 3 or 4 other people in the entire theater, just eating our snacks and watching the movie. And it was great, because I don't like being around crowds of people. And then we know COVID is never going nowhere. It's going to keep mutating. And now they say it's flu season too. So I'm just like, I don't want to be in a crowded theater with all these mouth breathers and people eating and talking and spitting while they talk and eat. Kat says she has to get ready and often give up. Oh, you start to get ready, then you give up. Aw. Sometimes I have a thought to do something, then I forget. And y'all saw that at the beginning of this video. I'm just like, what was I doing? Like, I don't. Kat said it was Toonie Tuesday here, $2. Yup. Sarah said, I know what you mean. There's sometimes I wake up and then I feel like I need a nap 15 minutes later. Just be like, I need to go to sleep. Like, damn, I just got up though. And I just be like, whew. So thank all of you for all of your ideas and what you do for self-care. And it is really rewarding for me as a troll and as a clinician to know that all of you are engaging in self-care. I do appreciate that. Kat says she has $1 and $2 coins here. There's $2 coins somewhere. It's this one guy at the Playhouse. When he buys something from the snack bar, he always pays with the $1 coins. And we all hate it. And he loves it that we all hate it. And he said he specifically asked for them when he goes to the bank. And he said all the tellers hate it too. I'm like, you're the only one that love them damn things. So he gets them intentionally just to pay for stuff. Oh my gosh. And then when I have to close out the register, sometimes my count is off. And I'm like, oh, them damn coins, them dollar coins. That's a loony, says Cat. Oh, okay. It's a loony. Yeah, so it is very, I'm just feeling really good that all my trolls are taking care of themselves as best they can. I really am. And so again, I appreciate all of you sharing what you do. I appreciate your commitments. Nobody's going to check. So you only have your conscience to guide you to make sure you're doing what you committed to do. And I'm just really, like, y'all see my face. I'm just really like, wow, like we are, and we know we're amazing. That's the first live we did for this week of live. So we already know we're amazing, but this is like confirmation, like we're doing good and we're taking care of ourselves. And I'm excited about that. And so we're going to go, we'll be back here tomorrow night. We'll be at the station because we're doing a look. And this was just like a one-off because I needed to get it done. And I'm like, I ain't doing it later because I was going to do it earlier, but then I was just so tired. I'm like, I'm going back to bed. But so we will be here tomorrow. If you can make it, I'll be here, I should say. If you make it, it'll be good to see you. If not, the replay crew rocks. And thank you for all the thumbs up, your interaction, your suggestions, what you do, and your commitments. And so let's keep rocking. So as always, self-acceptance, self-love, that is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me tomorrow night. Good night, everybody. Good night, everyone. Says Sandy. Until tomorrow. Yeah, until tomorrow. Good night, Janessa. Good night, Dawn. Kat, Grace, Locke, Tanya, Dawn, and whoever I missed. And I hate when I say names because I know I'm going to miss somebody. Melissa left already. I did say Tanya. Okay. And thanks again, Dawn, for gifting the membership. Jamie, yeah, I do remember her. All right, y'all. So good night. Keep taking care of yourself.